Lisa?
Perfect. This next one's going to come from DeAndre, and I'm going to go ahead and unmute DeAndre. DeAndre, you're live.
Awesome. Hey, how's it going, Uncle Bobby P, Bob Proctor?
Everything's going great.
I love it. My question, I'm actually one of your consultants. I just got started in February. And so my question, I don't know if it's about internal state or it's about, this outside support that we're talking about. So I hit 6 figures a month within 2 months of working with you. This past week, I started, my old self-image started coming back. I was earning about $3,000 a month before working with you. Mm-hmm. And I started thinking, you hit 6 figures last month. Can you hit 6 figures again? So I'm at about 200,000 this month. But then it started coming again. Are you going to hit this again? Are you going to hit this again? Can you maintain? Can you maintain? And then what started happening was my appointments started slowing down, and I started validating. And then I've been getting clients every single day. This weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I got 0 clients, and that has not happened in the 2 months since I started with you. So my question is, what can I do if that was to happen again? I've never made this kind of money before. How can I maintain this? And when that voice comes and said, DeAndre, you're going to maintain this 6 figures a month as a consultant. What should I do when it comes out? And especially when my appointment book or my following or anything like that starts to validate that in that time.
Okay, let's look at the situation. There's your mind. There's the body. Now, you have a paradigm in there. How old are you, DeAndre?
I just turned 24 at the paradigm shift with you.
Okay.
January. Yeah.
Okay. For 24 years, you've been feeding that paradigm. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
But it goes back a long ways before the 24. Now, who in your family do you look a little like?
My grandpa.
Wonder why. Why do you think you look like your grandpa?
Well, I come from his seed.
But yeah. See, oddly enough, I look like mine. Mm-hmm. I often mention I had red hair when I was a young guy. I got a brother and a sister. They didn't have red hair. My mother and dad didn't have red hair. But my mother's father and all his brothers had red hair. Now, that's a genetic strain, right? Mm-hmm. You could go back. Why did your grandpa look the way he looked? No, you're going back further. So that paradigm that you're dealing with goes back a long ways. In other words, it's got deep roots. There's a tree. I've been living in this house for over 30 years. There's a tree out here, a maple tree. It is a beautiful big tree. We planted that tree. I didn't literally dig the hole and plant it myself, but I had the tree planted. That was a reasonably good size when it was planted. But man, it's a bit of a giant today, 31 years later. There's deep roots in that tree. Now there's another tree out here. It's just a little sprig of a thing. They only planted it today. Today, right outside the studio. That thing, I could go out and I could grab it by the stalk and yank it right out of the ground. Roots are not very deep. Now, you took a power that's flowing into your consciousness, okay? And then you took instructions that we gave you and you fed them in, and you took that idea and you did exactly what we told you, isn't that right? Mm-hmm. And you got emotionally involved. You see, this is the heart here. You planted it here, and you got emotionally involved because this is your emotional mind. You moved into the vibration and you acted on it. Mm-hmm. And then you started to think, wow, that is so good. That doesn't relate to this paradigm at all. Mm-hmm. What is the most you ever earned in a month prior to this happening?
10,000 one time.
You were in 10,000. How long ago was that?
2 years ago. I used to average like 2,000 a month.
Okay. So you did 10 once.
Once. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What did you earn here just in the last little while?
I'm at about 200,000 for the month.
200. Well, you got to realize that's a hell of a long ways from the 2,000 or the 10 that was happened once.
Yeah.
You're so far off course insofar as your paradigm is concerned, it's silly. Now, you got to realize this is what happened. You controlled you. You built that idea and you planted it and you loved it and you manifested it into results. You believed everything we said and you went out there and did it. And man, you were enthusiastic. You were in a very high vibration because that idea was filling you. Then this paradigm did not like what's going on. So this paradigm started to kick you in the consciousness here. And it says, DeAndre, who the hell do you think you are? This is a lucky streak. This is never going to happen again to you. Nobody in your family's ever earned this kind of money. In fact, there's some people that are wondering, are you being straight? Are you crooked? Are you stealing? Is it honest what you're doing? Did anybody even suggest what you're doing wasn't honest?
Yeah, my grandparents don't believe me yet.
Isn't that interesting? See, they're living with their paradigm, and you are starting to live with yours again. You left your paradigm. You said, I don't love you anymore, and you're going to go with the new idea we gave you. Now, whatever idea you accept, DeAndre, that's the one that's going. Now, if you put an idea in there, you could, well, this next month and earn $4,000, you could do that. You got to understand what's happened. You let the paradigm take over. Now, I don't know what kind of a program you're at in study, but I do know this. I'm in here every morning. Let me show you something. See these sheets? Each sheet represent one morning, one sheet. Paragraph, paragraph, paragraphs here, and then 10 things I'm grateful for. Every day. Now, I started this a week ago last Sunday. A week ago last Saturday, I finished the exercise that I had committed to of study. I did it for 366 days, or 366 it was. I went, because we're in a leap year, I had to do it an extra day. I committed I was going to do this for a year, every morning. I'd be in here 5:30, 6 o'clock doing that. So Sandy and I decided, because she was doing it too, my partner, and she's away on the West Coast. She and I decided, well, we would write out every day. We'd write it 3 times and then record it. And we've done that. I do that every morning. That then gets me on a track. Then I'll study here for a little while, every morning. And when I feel myself going off track a little bit, I know it's my paradigm that's taken me there. I start to wonder, can I do this? You say, you start to wonder, can you do it? Yeah, I start to wonder, can I do this? Just the same as you do or anybody else does. You let the paradigm take over. You've got to say, I'm not letting that paradigm take over anymore. That thing is toast. I realize it's there. Every time it raises its head, I'm going to say, get out of here. And then I'm going to repeat, my mind is the center of divine operation. The divine operations always for expansion or fuller expression. This means the production of something beyond what's gone before. Something entirely new, not included in the past experience or proceeding out of my past. Can you see where this fits there? Mm-hmm. And you read it every day. You read it and write it at least 10 times every morning. And understand what happened was not unusual, because what was happening put you in a vibration, and in that vibration it caused you to think, I bet this prospect would be a good one. So that then controlled how you would work with that prospect. Mm-hmm. It also controlled that prospect, how they would work with you, because we're dealing with infinite. You see, if I dial your number, your phone's going to ring, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter whether you're there or not, your phone will ring, because it doesn't matter where you are. As long as your phone's turned on, your phone will ring if I dial your number, because that's how it works. It's on that frequency. Well, we've got to understand that we think on frequencies. And when you were looking at that lead and you send a thought out, you got them prepared before you ever get on the phone with them. Mm-hmm. Whether you're aware of that or not is another thing. We're communicating telepathically with everybody all the time. Now, if your grandparents did agree with you and think, that, they believe that would be unusual. They're not going to believe you. So you don't even go in and tell them that, that you've earned a couple of $100,000 this month.
Yeah,
Because they might have worked hard all year and never even know anybody that earned $200,000 in a year.
Mm-hmm.
And here you are telling them you did it in a month. You got to talk to somebody like me or somebody like Anders or somebody like Gigi there, and they would understand that you did 200 in a month because they're studying the same kind of stuff you're studying. They may not have done it, but they know you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to stick to your knitting. You got to just talk to the people understand you. You ever speak Russian?
No.
Then you'd be out of luck talking to somebody that just speaks Russian, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, do you know what we're talking about now is a language? It's a language. Aside from the fact we're talking in English, it's a language in itself. It's on a different frequency. Most people don't get it because they're not on that frequency. You got to deal with the people that are on the same frequency. I don't think 200,000 is very much. As a matter of fact, if I only earned 200,000 a month, I would be in real trouble.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. So now when this kicks in, so I'm at 200. Let's do
No. When this kicks in, hold on a second.
the paradigm.
When this kicks in, the paradigm's not going to kick in. This is going to kick in. You're going to make damn sure the paradigm doesn't kick in because you're just going to carry this with you. You're going to read it all the time. You may go at times with it just in your hand like this, and someone say, "Well, let's just say something that's something to do with my business." And you carry it all the time. Carry it everywhere you go when you're talking to somebody. Now you may fold it and just set it down. It's something that you're dealing with. It's not for them. And you set it down. You get up. You pick up and walk away with it. But you carry it everywhere you go for the next week.
You're talking about this article right here?
Yeah, my mind's the center of divine operation. So if you keep doing that, the paradigm isn't going to kick in. It's going to knock, but there isn't going to be anybody home. I could dial your number, but if your phone isn't turned on, it's not going to ring, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when the paradigm kicks in, it's not going to ring because you're not home. You're here now.
Mm-hmm.
You really got to discipline yourself in this, Andrew. If you don't, the paradigm will come back and it'll haunt you.
Mm-hmm.
See, the move you made is unusual. But it's predictable if you're studying this and you're using this. Capiche?
Yes, sir.
Stay on the right track. Stick to your knitting, baby. Carry that around with you. Fold that, print it out, fold it, and carry it everywhere you go for the next month. See, I'm going to carry that with me all the time. It's in your hand all the time. All the time. It's like if you're playing golf, you got a club in your hand most of the time. Well, at least you got this in your hand.
Mm-hmm. The next goal is $1 million a month as a consultant.
You can do that. There's people doing $1 million a month. Now, don't get disappointed if you don't do it, and when you do it, don't get excited. If you get excited when good stuff happens, when bad stuff happens, you're going to get depressed. You see, everything has an opposite. When you become enthusiastic when good stuff happens, that's good. Because enthusiasm comes from the Greek entheos, in God, and there is no negative to that. God is. So there's no polar opposite to enthusiasm. It just gets stronger or weaker. Get enthusiastic about what you're doing. Don't get excited about nothing excites me in my business. But you know something? Nothing depresses me either. Did you get that, Anders?
Yes, sir.
You did get that, did you?
Yes, sir.
That's very important. Good. What else you got going?